Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk about how to properly send trading card to your customer. I've seen this so many times and people continue to mess it up. So I hope this video helped a lot of you guys, especially those of you who are new to the trading card world and your first time sending card, you know how to properly send card. So this is the video, what to do and not to do. First off, now, I don't want to be a hypocrite and tell you things that I don't do. So first off, my biggest problem throughout all this time is one thing that I forgot to send to my customer has always been the receipt. Yes, print this out and also include it in your card. Send it to the customer so they know who it is. I have once in a while I have problem with multiple people send me the card. I don't know who it is because I buy multiple copy of the same card from different persons. So I don't know who it is. They have the address on it, but they don't have the address on the TCG player or eBay. So I don't know who it is, sometimes I get really bad card from two seller and I don't know who it's from. So who am I going to blame now? In that sense of way, you need to ask all the people who you bought card from. But if you bought from 4 or 10 different people of the same card, it's really hard to just ask them out. So yeah, just send your customer a receipt. This is also a good way to let your customer who did an awesome job packaging the package and the card arrived safely and all that stuff. So it's good to have some sort of receipt. Okay, let's go into what not to do. First off, I hate this so much. This is the thing I hate the most in the TCG when somebody does this, is that they send me something like this, cardboard. And inside, most often time they have a sleeve, rare sleeve. It's common. Now, why do I hate this? Because this typically a cardboard, right? Now, I have a love and hate relationship with this. I don't mind if you send a really low end card with this, but here's what not to do: is that some people they tape it, they use the original tape of this thing, and then it's extremely hard to take it out, because this is cardboard. It will bend. You know what cardboard do? Look, just a little bend like this. Just a little bend like that. When you try to take your card out with all your force, you might bend the card. The card's already bent. As you see there, the card's already bent. And in worst case scenario, if you have a hollow foil, you're going to see the bend really bad. So do not send your customer this type of cardboard. And if you do, one thing you should always do, tape it instead of using the original tape, double-sided tape, and then you just glue it in there permanently. Don't ever do that because it's really hard to peel it off. And when your customer peel it up, there's a chance that they might bend the card, and now it's your problem. You might say, "Oh, it's a customer problem." No, you create that problem for them. So that's really is your problem. When your customer damage the card because you just permanently glue everything together, that's your problem. Now, the way to make this work when you send a cardboard like this is that you tape it, but do not use white clear tape. Use white frosted tape. Also, when you use a frosted tape, take a little piece and make two-sided and tip it back up together so that there's no adhesive on both sides. As you see there, tip it, bend it back up so there's no adhesive on both sides, and then just tape it like this. You know why? Because you give your customer a little tab to open. Look how convenient that is, and they don't have to use a lot of force. Look at that. Just rip it out and take out the card. Easy, right? Do not use permanent white tape. Just don't use it. Because, if your customer have to use a knife, guess what's going to happen? They might cut into the card, and now it's your problem. They're going to blame you. And I think that's a valid reason because you make it so difficult to open it. It's a valid reason that you're going to get a can one of these days sent in your card. So do not do that. And if you do that, use frosted tape and bend it backward on both sides so that you have a little tab for your customer to open. So that's do not do. What not to do. The other thing of what not to do is people sending the card in an envelope. First off, just throw a card like this, no top loader, no anything, just willy-nilly like this. Yeah, I see some people do this, like this. And then just send out a stamp. You know what's gonna happen? This is gonna happen. I don't know if you can hear that. The card will shuffle around, and then they're gonna get like sometime when it's sent to me, it's like half outside and half inside the sleeve, because you didn't tape it up. Okay, this is a no-no. First off, never send anything with a thin plastic like this without a top loader or even a cardboard. I do not recommend cardboard. Just do you a top loader like this, hard top loader. It's fairly cheap. It's like super cheap. Just go buy I don't know, a couple of cents from Amazon. Just buy it in bulk, send to your customer. Yeah, do not willy-nilly just throw in a plastic sleeve and throw in an envelope with nothing to protect it. Also, even if you tape up with something like a receipt like this, you put it inside. Looks what's gonna happen. When the card shuffle around, it's gonna do like this, up and down, and therefore you're gonna damage all the edge of the card. Now let's say if you tape this to this receipt right here, you tape it, right? You tape it to. Okay, I'm gonna tape it to receipt. Okay, it's no longer sliding. But you know what's still the problem? You see that? The card just went out of the sleeve because you didn't tape the sleeve up. The sleeve's still in here. The card just slide back and forth. And now, through carrier transit, it's gonna damage the card. So do not do it. Do not do this. Do not send a thin sleeve like this. Now, what you should do is that also do not send your card like this without taping the top. Also, here's another thing. Always, when you sleeve it in a thin sleeve, do it backward. Do it upside down. When you insert your card, the opening of this thin sleeve always should be on the bottom of this top loader. You know why? That doesn't give the card the chance to just pop out, because inside your top loader, your card can still pop out like this, and it go outside the top loader like this. Also, if you didn't tape it up, the whole thing just come off. The whole thing can just come off like this inside your envelope. And if you tape it wrong, yes, you can tape it wrong. Something like this. Okay, now I'm going to tape it without bending the tape over. Okay, I also hate this very much, especially the white clear tape. I really hate it so much because when you might argue that, oh, it's not coming out. Look at that, it's not coming out. But you know what? Your card is touching the tape right now. The edge of the card is touching your tape, so you get some residue from that card, from that tape into your card. Also, the thing is that it's so difficult to remove the tape, something like this. Even masking tape, believe it or not, it's so difficult to move the tape like this. Sometimes the tape like melt into the top loader, and it makes it hard for the customer to open. And you know what some of them do? And they will use a scissor or a knife, and they will go like this. They will go like that, and then they cut into the card. So now it's your problem too. You create that problem for them. It's your problem now. Do not create any problem when shipping a card, and you're going to get a whole bunch of negative feedback, because I have that problem. I did cut into one of my card because the freaking person who taped up my card used a white tape and it's sealed from all around. I cannot open it. Now there's a way to open the card. Sometime it works, sometime, because the white tape is it's a menace. It's a menace to this community. Always use frosted tape. So if you encounter a tape, sometime you can get away with just opening the corner like this. You rip it open. You see how difficult it is for me to open? See, you rip it out like this. You rip it out like this. Do not use any knife or anything. You kind of rip it out like this. And when you take out the card, you open it up wide open like this. Take your card out like this. Do not take your card outside of the sleeve, because you know what happened? If you take it out like this, while it's tape on both sides, it's going to scratch up your card. Look at that. When I take this card out like this without the sleeve, it's going to scratch up the card. And now it becomes your problem. So, and also this top loader is pretty much gone if you use white tape, or sometimes even a frosted tape without the little tab that you create. So never use a white tape. Top loader is gone. Your card is scratched up. Your customer is angry, and some people ask why. Why do they keep getting negative feedback? Because they keep on repeating the same mistake. So that's a no-no. 2 no-no. The third no-no is that, let's say you did everything right. Let's say you did everything right, okay? You put your card in, and you insert your card in upside down in the top loader, like this. Sorry, give me a second. I have to show you this. And then you tape it up right, tape up both sides, and then you curl up the corner like this. You do it right so that your customer have a way of taking out the tape. Let's say you do something like this right, okay? And then you just toss this whole thing inside the envelope. Just toss the whole thing inside the envelope without taping this top loader to the your receipt or some other stuff. So now you put it inside your envelope like this, tape it up, put stamp on, and you know what's gonna happen? You hear that? Yeah. So what happened is that if you do not tape everything up, you do not tape this top loader up, and it's moving back and forth, what happened is both sides of this corner is gonna tore up, and the whole thing is gonna spew out. In some worst case scenario, the mail is lost. I mean, the whole thing is just torn up. I have cards sent to me like that. The entire thing is just torn up, and it just crumbled like this, and there's a cut right through the entire end of the envelope. And it's not because of a mailman, it's because of people just willy-nilly just throw in the top loader without taping it up so it doesn't move around. And when you tape this up, do not use like excessive taping. Just one piece of tape across the page like this. You don't have to curl it up, because the customer is going to end up ripping this apart. But just one piece like this. You don't have to tape on both sides. I think that's too excessive to tape on both sides, but I do see people sometimes do that. Just one side. Also, make it good, but also convenience for your customer. Do not over tape. They hate that. I hate that. Do not over tape. And if you over tape, you need to make it, give them an easy way to take out the tape. Okay, don't just permanently tape everything up. So like this, it doesn't move around. You see that? And if you curl this up, it doesn't move around. Because it had this tape on already. So that's how you tape it to customer. Now, okay, now I'm going to show you the way I tape it when I send it to my customer. It's quite different. it's quite different, but I take the extra precaution. Like I said, the only thing I did wrong through all this time sending hundreds of card to my customer is I didn't print out the receipt. I should have done that so that they can give me a positive review. Most of them don't even know who sent them a card. It sucks to have to ask every customer, how's it going? Do you receive the card? Can you give me feedback and stuff like that? It sucks to do that. So print out a receipt, tape your card properly, and this is how I tape my card for the longest time. Okay, let's do this again. Again, I tape my card up with every order that is like under $50 or so. I send it to regular mail, just regular mail like this with a stamp. Every order under $50. Unless sometime it really depends. Sometime where that person is living in an apartment, I might send them tracking. So there are ways that you can send like a regular envelope with tracking. There are ways like that. Go look that up. There's a lot of people who does that. However, I do see a problem with that because when they buy the see-through envelope with a tracking number, sometimes that envelope can get ripped when it goes through a machine. Especially with this kind of trading card, you see how just extrude out it looks compared to just a regular envelope. So sometimes what I see happen with those clear envelope with the tracking is that the machine will rip that envelope, and it came to me like the card's clinging onto its dear life. So I do not recommend that way. However, eBay offer you like a way to send your card when it's like under $20. They'll let you track the card and print out a label that you can mail on your regular envelope like this. So that's a good way. However, card around $50, over 20. I forgot how much eBay threshold is. You have a card over a certain amount, they won't let you. They don't like you to send your card out through envelope. But if you want to cut costs, this is the right way to do. This is how I do it. So again, have your card in a penny sleeve upside down so that it doesn't pour out the other way, and insert it. Use a frosted tape and then curl it up so that you give your customer a way to rip out the tape, and then use a small envelope and tape this card to the small envelope. Again, tape it in a way that doesn't move. This is what I do with all my shipping. See? And then just tape it like this. You see how it doesn't move now? And then, yeah, just, you can go further in this. Now it doesn't move, right? But this is not it. This is not how I send to a customer. Sometimes when a card's like $50, so I put in a couple of more extra card for my customer. I'll give them like a rare card or better, or super rare card, or sometimes even a SIR, depend on what they buy. Because I want those positive feedback. I want them to get the best possible. So beside a top loader, I'm gonna put all the card inside a sleeve like this. Again, this is penny. This will cost you pennies to do. So don't cheap out on this. I will put the card in like this. If they order like not high-end cards, or like a card $50, maybe $60 card, and I'll put in a couple extra stuff in here. I'll give them the plastic sleeve too, aside from the top loader, and I put everything in here. Put in the envelope, tape it up. But that's not it. I will tape this small envelope inside of this big envelope like this. So again, I'm going to tape it up again. I'm going to tape that small envelope to the large envelope. Like I showed you many times before. This doesn't slide back and forth. You couldn't hear any sound. So during the memory and processing this, it doesn't get ripped. It's not moving back and forth. And you know, that's how I send to my customer. Like I said, the only downside is that I didn't send the receipt, so I should be sending that from now on. But that is how I send every card to my customer. I never have a complaint on my shipping. In fact, some of my feedback, they love my shipping. They love how protected the card is, and sometimes I do see people send me card with this on the top loader, which I think is the best option, and not the best option. Something like this, and then they tape it up like this. Again, you need to tape. You need to turn this backward so that the card doesn't pop out, and tape it with a clear tape. But if you use this, guess what? Look how thick this is. When this goes to the USPS mail, there's a chance that this envelope will get ripped up. So I do not recommend you send like low-end card with like a really big cardboard or a big plastic like this. For me, that's a no-no. Also, I think this costs much more than what I have here. So 2 envelope, a top loader, and a penny sleeve like this to put everything together. You can get all these from like Amazon and stuff. This you can have like a BGS sleeve or PSA sleeve, and they'll sell you like the oversized sleeve that you can tape it up. So that's how I send to my customer, and how some people send to me. Now the reason I show you guys this card, look at it. It's a beautiful card. Gundam V2 from the latest Gundam set. Now I just received this today, and guess what happens to this card? He sent me without taping everything up. Look at that. Look at that. A dent. Yes, I've received quite a few cards with a freaking dent on the top corner, because it could be that they send me a card that is pre-damaged, or it's inside the envelope and they didn't do what I show you, and the card just popping in and out like this, and it just hitting the envelope, and now it's dinging. The card dings. So that's not my problem. That might not be the mailman's problem too, because that's how the mail goes through the process of shipping. That's a you problem. When you send a card to your customer and it's dinged up, scratched up on corner, and even bent up sometimes. Sometimes it gets bent up, but rarely I see a card in the top loader get like bent up or scratched up, unless the sender either knowingly send you a damaged card like this one. Yes, that's the reason I take this card out to show you today. Now I received this card, it's in damage. So either the seller send you a damaged card, a bent up damaged card. Look how bent this is. You see it's really hard to show you guys, but it's bent up. The right reflect right here, it's just bent up right here. See that? You see the light different? It's bent up. Also, in that bend, it's a deep scratch. You see, start from here, somewhere here, right here. It's deep scratch within the card. So yeah, it just sent to me in a top loader. It's just sent to me like this. And a sleeve in a top loader. They didn't tape the top. And then just a bubble mailer. Throw the card in. It's sent to me like that. But how come the card is just bent and damaged? So that is a fault of the sender. They might not notice when they send the card. It's inside the binder, because sometimes we do that, right? Especially if you have a shop with thousands of cards that you have to send that day. It's yeah. So I did contact the seller. I don't want this card. I want to return it. Let's see what he said or she said, or are they gonna try to blame me for this mishap right here? Because it's not my problem. You sent me a damaged card, and somehow it's my problem? I don't think so. So that's that. Do not be aware when you send out your card. Look it over from top to bottom, every corner. Act like you're a grader, okay? If you advertise card as near mint, look everywhere. Top, bottom. Just glance at the surface really quick. Make sure there's no deep scratch. And then, throw it in your top loader, tape it up, and send it to your customer. So that's how you do it. Do I need to cover anything else? So whenever your customer have to use a scissor, you're doing it wrong. So just take that into consideration. Just take that one sentence. Whenever your customer have to use a tool to open the card, you did something wrong. Now, the way that I send to my customer is easy. Just all they have to do is just rip the mail open, and they have another mail, yeah, but they can rip this open. Look at this. It's like effortless. Take this open, rip it again, like this. Pull out the card. Pull out the card. Pull out the tab. And then they can use a little hand trick like this. Just get out the card. And guess what? Even if they rip out the tape and it's still in there, it doesn't damage the card when the card come out. Because if I turn the card back to its old ways like this, when they hit the card to get the card out, it might stick out and then rub against the tape. Like I said, tape this backward like this, so the top corner, the top edge doesn't go out. So yeah, that's how you ship card to your customer. Guys, please do this ASAP. And if you have a seller that use the really nasty cardboard, tell them stop using cardboard. Stop excessively taping up the card. Makes it so hard to open, and the card can be damaged if you put like too much forces to rip up this cardboard, because this cardboard is bendable. Okay, it's not like it's easy to bend, more so than the top loader. The top loader, you don't have to bend the top loader in order to take out anything. Just if you create a tab for your customer, you just take out the tab and take out the card. But if you use white tape, then they have to use a tool, a scissor, or a knife, and then cut into the tape and accidentally cut the card. So horrible way. But if you do it right, like I show you how, you use a clear tape, you use frosted tape, and then create two corners so customer can lift it up and just rip it open. So yeah, that's how you ship your card. And if anybody buy from me, they will know that they can ensure that the card came undamaged condition as described. Yeah, that's just the way it is. So share, like, subscribe, and spread out this video so people don't make the same mistake. And I continue to see people making mistake, especially like new seller. I don't want you guys to have negative feedback and have chargeback, a whole bunch of chargeback. That's what a lot of people continue to have, especially if you're new to the TCG world. So do it right, make your customer happy, and if for whatever reason, if you do all of the above, and you sure that you send them a near mint card, and it came very badly damaged, sometimes that can come from the carrier themselves. They might put something heavy on top of your mail, and it might damage your card. So in that case, well, the seller, you have to swallow the pill and refund your customer. Don't make your customer wait, because they're going to end up reporting you, and not only they get their money back, that they also keep the damaged card. So yeah, just it's better to just sometimes swallow your pride, refund your customer. I never have to refund my customer because all my card made it to the customer safe and sound. I couldn't say it for a lot of people who I bought card from. Over the year, either the mailman or the person who doesn't do it right lost a couple of cards. I buy a lot of card. I buy hundreds, and I also send out hundreds of card throughout the years, maybe even thousands, 1,000 transaction a year. And sometimes I card lost in the mail. Not me, the person I bought it from lost in the mail, or they didn't send it to me, or like I said, the envelope is like just spewing out everywhere because they didn't properly secure the envelope. It's frustrating sometimes as a seller, also a buyer. And if you, as seller, you encounter a scummy buyer who do a chargeback of your envelope. Now that can be for another video. I haven't yet encountered that. I hope I would never encounter it, but there are some people like that, especially when it comes to high-end card. For lower-end card, I mean, I hate it to happen to me, but you know what? If it's only cost you a couple of dollars, just refund and get on with your life. You don't have to make the entire day worse by just harping on like $5 or $10, $10, $20. Just refund your customer and be on with your life, because there's nothing you can do. eBay and TGG player will protect their customer like 100%, unless you have like video evidence of you packaging the card, putting a stamp on, and go to the mailbox and mail it out. Unless you have some kind of evidence like that, then they're not going to be on your side. Understandably so, because you need evidence to argue with your case. But if it's low-end stuff, don't hop in it, just refund, whatever. Pray that that person never do that again. Just let it go. But I do see a lot of people get scammed by a really scummy buyer, and scam for not cheap card. You're talking about cards that worth thousands of dollars through the mail. They say they didn't receive it. When you send it to a high-end card to your customer, always the best protection. When I send slab to my customer, it's always have to sandwich up with more cardboard or plastic like this, and a lot of times inside a bubble mailer. But then I have to buy the tracking and the signature. The signature is very important. You need to buy the signature, and tape everything up, and put all your slab inside a sleeve like this to protect it from water sewed up. It's not waterproof, but there are rainy days, believe it or not, in United States. So you want to put your slab and your card in sometime like this. Now, if I give out a lot of free card to my customer, I will put in a plastic sleeve like this, because I receive a lot of plastic sleeve from a seller, because I buy a lot of card and I have a lot of this stuff laying around. So I'm gonna give it back to my customer to make sure the card is in top condition. And just one stamp. Also be aware that one of your forever stamp can only maybe hold 1 or 2 card, because the weight, if you get over a certain weight limit, you have to put 2 stamp. So just be aware of that. That's all I got for you guys. Share, like, and subscribe, and hope to see you back in the channel soon. Later.